Hey Billy, I just watched your video, and I watched the whole thing, and I'm gonna start by saying that your senior high school class, who voted you most likely to succeed, was very wise. And I say that because after watching many of your videos, I would say that you have succeeded. I can tell that, and I don't know what you do for an occupation, I don't know what you do in life, but you can tell when you listen to a person enough, as a generalization, I guess, whether they're a good person or not. And you can just tell you're a good person. And despite what your career or other things you might have going on in life might be, you have succeeded. You've succeeded in building people up. And that's kind of what your video ended up being geared toward. Actually not building up, but tearing down. There are people who in life are good at building others up, and then there are those people who in life are better at tearing people down. And I think it's really an age-old question, because this goes back forever, I suppose. There's an ideal of everything, an ideal weight, an ideal height, an ideal hair color, an ideal car to drive, all of those things, cars, house, everything, there's an ideal. And there are people who see themselves as being ideal on the outside and see that as an opportunity to tear others down. Others being the ones who don't fit an ideal. Now, while I am not an overweight person, I have always been a skinny person. And it's funny because well, it's not funny, but I've always found that that's been an acceptable thing to sort of make fun of. There are a lot of things that are not acceptable to make fun of. Being skinny is not one of those. So now that I'm in my mid-30s, I'm not quite as skinny as I used to be. So I don't get it so much anymore, but I've lived with that all my life, just like an overweight person probably lives with the kind of comments you get from being overweight. It does have a different connotation, being skinny as opposed to being heavy. But nonetheless, back to your point is, I just think those people that are the ones that tear others down are doing it because maybe from an outward appearance they are ideal. They look good. Maybe they drive the great car. Maybe they live in the right neighborhood. Maybe they hang around with the cool crowd. Whatever it is. All of those things do not make a person happy on the inside. Pretty on the outside doesn't mean you're not ugly on the inside. And I agree with you. I think everybody should be treated equally. Everybody should be given a fair shot at equality and being treated fairly. I've just always believed that. Not everybody has that compassion for one another. Not everybody is made or has been conditioned to build one another up. And it's a shame. But then we have people like you, and hopefully people like me, that have been designed or conditioned to build one another up. And frankly, I think that's what makes the world go round, is encouraging, loving, caring about other people. Because if you only encourage, love, and care about yourself, you're not really doing anything for the world. And I think there are those people who are so into themselves that they either are so pleased with themselves that they have to point out to others that they're not pleased with them, or maybe on the inside they feel ugly, and so they look for that as a reason to tear others down. I don't think there is a great explanation for that. Um, but it's the kind of things that we have to explain to our children because they start. My daughter's in kindergarten now, so she's had her first real experiences with so and so hurt my feelings, and I didn't do anything to them. Why are they mean to me? And that's the kind of things that we should have to explain to 6-year-olds dealing with other 6-year-olds. But we have adults that are that way, and that's what's sad. 6-year-olds have a lot of learning to do. Adults should really be there by now. So when adults behave that way, shame on them. It's really showing their inner ugliness. And frankly, it looks worse on them than they could make anybody else look. To someone like you, who sees right through it and is disgusted by it. So, I thank you for the video. I'm going to try to cut this off. I'm already at 6 minutes because that's how I do. I just talk. But I appreciate your video. I think it's an excellent topic. I'm curious to see what others have to say. I hope I'm not the only video response. But thanks again. Bye.